While I sit here looking over this great European lake, I dig back into videos I put together into memories. Keeps my spirits up. It reminds me of what a great world we live in, even though it sometimes feels totally messed up. Over the past couple of weeks, I've gotten over several initial obstacles, and I'm now on standby before moving on to the next level. But now we're going to take a trip in the not-so-distant past and look at several spots I anchored on 4 different islands: Boa Vista, Mayo, Santiago and Sau Nicolau. I've heard people call this spot the Bahamas of Cape Verde. Look at it. I mean, it does have that serene turquoise hue, doesn't it? It's mostly calm and pretty well protected. It's not very deep, and there are a few rocks as you can see. But the holding down there is mostly sand. It's a wonderful spot, one of my favorites. Getting to shore is a long dinghy ride away, so the outboard has to be tuned and the tank filled. You can easily beach the dinghy here in front of this bar, which is what it looked like before the pandemic. Most recently, it was a lot more quieter. The other way to go with your dinghy is over to the pier. You can tie up your dinghy there and go into town. You may want to pay someone to keep the kids from jumping in and out of it. Once it rained buckets. That day was one of my fondest memories of Cape Verde. Seeing my friend Peixe bathe in the rain he had not seen in 3 years. South of Boa Vista is the island of Maio, smaller than Boa Vista, but about the same population, under 10,000. You anchor on the southeast side in a kind of bay. It's quite nice and somewhat protected, but do drop the anchor closer to the fishing boats on buoys. The swell comes in strong during tides. We had to move. Going to shore is a little tricky. There is a dock, but it's not easy to climb up there. The other solution is the beach. Once again, be very careful. Choose your spot on the beach with the smallest waves. And when approaching, time it well. As you can see, folks are eager to help. This island has a slow, relaxed vibe. Everyone is chill. And look at those beaches. West of Mayo is the main island of Santiago, largest of the archipelago and most populated with 300,000. Let's start up north at one of the archipelago's most popular anchorages, Tarafal. This period ship is actually a cruise liner. It offers cruises around the islands, and this is one of its landing destinations. The bay is also busy with fishermen. At times, it can be windy and the swell can also be strong. It's best to anchor a little further out, as the bottom is full of obstacles. My anchor chain would scrape over the rocks here, echoing loudly inside the boat, as if Galopin's stomach was growling. You're better off further back. Less rocks, more sand, but deeper at around 10 meters. Getting to shore is easy, as long as you have a functioning outboard. If you're stuck, you can always ask a fisherman for a ride. The beach is usually calm and easy to pull up to with the dinghy. It's a great beach, as you can see. It's got a mellow mood of local surfers and laid-back tourists, as well as a couple of beach bars and general good beach vibes. down the west coast of Santiago is usually a nice downwind sail. And hidden behind tall mountains are these coves, as well as those two boats. They are the homes to a family of 4, quite an eclectic crew. We're about to set anchor. Gonna meet the captain's family, the pirates here that have been here for a while. It's really calm and chill compared to Tarafal, but there's nothing here. What are we gonna do? So we were boarded by strangers. Yes, it does happen. All I can say is, welcome aboard. Rest assured, the favor will be reciprocated. The fishermen later hijacked us. We were more than willing. They took us into their homes and properly fed us. You can also anchor in the front of the village of Riviera de Barca. It's not as calm and protected, but not bad. Check your anchor as there are rocks close to the shore. Then a nice sandy bottom, where I manually moved my anchor. You can easily take your dinghy to the dock, and there are plenty of new friends that will come to visit. You're kind of like a rock star here. And back to the protected bay, you can take your dinghy ashore with the one you love and propose. This area is very special, one of my favorites. Be kind here. Then there is another favorite place for me, Sidare. Not just because of its really great anchorage, calm and protected, beautiful, and decent holding down below, although you may get your chain in a knot. It's a bit of a dinghy ride to get to town, but this is not just any town. This is the oldest and first European settlement in sub-Sahara Africa. It's full of history. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There is the pillory pole where once slaves were displayed. Real Banana, the first and oldest street. It's got great little restaurants and bars. And did I mention history? There are some badass pirates and explorers like Columbus and Magellan who were once here. And I don't know what kind of magic this place possesses, but it sure got me and my friend going here. Last of this group of islands is Sauni Kalau. And we'll start with the east side of the island, where there is a little village by the name of Tarafal. This is one of the most remote little settlements. You have to anchor away from the fishing boats. The boat is sand and holds well. Landing the dinghy is not recommended on the beach, especially if you're not wearing shoes. Sea urchins. Better to lift up the dinghy on its dock. It for sure will not go anywhere. I was blessed to be with my friend Peish, who had family here. We did not stay long, but a cruiser friend of mine spent 9 months here a year ago. Northwest is the next great spot on Sau Nicolau.
Well, just dropped anchor here, and it's pretty cool. It's a little wavy, a little wild, and too many people that come here and anchor, man. We're the adventurers, me and Pesh. But I just went and checked the anchor. Gotta check the anchor. We didn't know what was down there. It's kind of dark. Turns out it's black sand. It's nothing but sand. The anchor just took in well.
Anchor é cool, tudo é cool. Agora é mais estomperoso.
I couldn't have said any better. You guys getting that now? I'm telling you.
É preguiça.
É preguiça.
Mas mim que tem preguiça. Que tem metro é.
What is preguiça?
The guys don't do nothing.
No. Ah, preguiça. Oh, you know what the name of this town is? Preguiça. Preguiça means lazy. That's the name of the town here.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Can't be too lazy as you need help to put the dinghy on the dock. The local help here is for just that. Galopin looks lonely out there, but that's just it. We have the place to ourselves. Not many other sailboats come here. Too bad. The place is very friendly, and we did get lazy in the end. Finally, we finished this island with another Tarafal. The town of Tarafal is also here on Sauni Kalau. It's fairly popular with cruisers. Many do and have come here, and for good reasons. It's calm and well protected. You can easily get ashore by the beach or at the industry dock near the police boat. As a matter of fact, this is where I broke my pelvis, was in the hospital, and had the police kindly take me back to my boat. When the wind angle is just right, it comes screeching down the 2,000-meter mountain above.
It's not forecasted either. So hopefully it's just a passing thing and then it'll calm down.
Here on my handheld wind meter, it peaked at 41 knots. That day, it also flipped my dinghy over. You can also anchor further up the bay. It can be less windy and less crowded. The bottom has sand, but also rocks. I got my chain badly tangled there once. And I ended up paying for one of the moorings there, 20 euros a week. But I had several friends come and visit with fish, grog, and or ganja. A really good spot. It was great to have you along on this voyage. Give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed this series. Me and Galopin promise you a good time every Wednesday, so welcome aboard.